Alex.Courson here, and as you can tell, I am not in the Kaseya headquarters downtown Miami. I am at my house and drinking from my little water glass, not my Kaseya mug, which kind of makes me sad, but at the same time, I am getting really, really productive while I'm here, so I'm getting a lot done. It is Thursday, as promised, and if you're new to my channel, go ahead and hit the like button and the little bells and subscribe so you can see when we drop another one. This channel is all dedicated to MSPs and kind of helping MSP better and really run their companies like CEOs as opposed to just being the tech. It is Thursday of the first full week of the COVID-19 pandemic where everybody is working from home and remote, and I am right there with you guys. So I am here at my house and I wanted to go ahead and go over sort of a checklist of things that I think are really, really necessary, especially for MSPs that are going remote and working from home. And I worked from home for myself for 6 years, so it's easy for me to kind of get back into the swing of things. But I know there's a lot of people out there where things just weren't really planned out. This isn't saying, you haven't thought of this. You probably already have thought of a lot of these things, but I just wanted to have another sane voice coming through the waves on YouTube, because if you are only talking about reactive stuff with your clients and with your team, sometimes it's good to have that extra voice, right? Because who knows when this is going to end, and when it does end, it's going to kind of be a new normal, and we're going to have to adjust to that as well. So the first thing that I wanted to think of, or at least have you think of if you haven't already, some sort of communication mechanism between you and your clients. Even if, I swear I'm like just fixing this thing right now, because I normally have Javier at the office helping me out, like telling me when I have like powder, or if I'm shiny, or if my clothes look weird or whatever. So now I'm doing it from home with not his lighting and not his editing skills, so bear with me. Anyway, so the first thing that I want you guys to think of is some sort of a like communication mechanism between you and your clients. So first of all, you need to be letting them know that just because you're working remote and they're working remote and things are shut down, and that business is running as usual, or as usual as could be expected for their technical needs and their necessities, right? You need to make sure that they understand that business continuity is still in place. You need to make sure that they are aware of everything that you're doing on their behalf. Also, make sure that you're on auto bill. I know this is going to sound really stupid, but if everybody's working from home, everyone's on their own schedule. And I'm not saying accounts receivable is not going to be doing their job, or maybe you are on accounts receivable. Just make sure that that's all in place so that auto bill is ready to go. And because you're communicating with your clients, that you're having those conversations if they're going to be late. For example, I just had an MSP on the phone with me saying that they needed to hold off on a couple of investments for a particular client because they're a restaurant. Totally reasonable, but also you need to set expectations of, okay, we're putting things on hold. Does that mean we're holding your bill? Does that mean that we're extending it? Does that mean we're giving you a grace period? What does that mean? So that everybody's on the same page and expectations are being set properly, because you don't want to have whoops in 30 days when rents and mortgages and things are due on your end. So make sure you're good on that and auto bill. Make sure you are simplifying. And when I say simplifying, I'm talking all the services that you offer, because just because we're working from home, that doesn't mean that you need to stop making an income. It also means that you are probably having to prove your worth a little bit, because in times of economic crisis, typically the way that it works is that marketing gets cut first, sales gets cut second, IT unnecessary, right? So necessities and your backup, your infrastructure, things like that, those don't get cut, right? But the extras tend to get cut. So we want to make sure that you are preserving what you need to preserve. You're hunting for what you need to hunt, and you're doing it in a way that is not opportunistic, because we want to make sure that you are there to help your clients. You're not there just to make a profit, but you also may be able to simplify their world a little bit and make it cheaper for them to operate and start hosting virtual meetings and teach them how to stream things and get them a little bit more comfortable with this whole working from home and virtualizing everything, right? So that's something that you might want to think about. Make a list of what you have in place. Also, by now, if you're not new to my channel, you know that I work for Kaseya. So obviously, I think we have a great stack of products, but even if you're not using Kaseya, make sure that you are leveraging all of the products that you have, because if you are getting them from one source or maybe two sources, you can then kind of negotiate pricing and make sure that everything is cheaper and streamlined and easy to manage so that it's kind of all from one spot, maybe two. I hope that makes sense the way I said that. Next, keep cool. Don't freak out. I know there's some of us out there that are, how do I say this in a nice way? Just don't freak the hell out, all right? It's instead of like saying the end is coming or the end is near or anything like that, business is running. We are incredibly fortunate to be living in a society, in a world where we have Zooms and YouTubes, and we can have calls like this, and I can, be in your living room right now helping you out, and you're not in a freak out mode, right? Because we are still in business. We know that this is going to end at some point. We do know that we are going to come back from this, and we may have actually made some improvements because everything is getting virtual right now. So because this too shall pass. Really all I had to say, other than I wanted to let you guys know about what's going on next week, because it just is appropriate that all of this is going down and it just happens to be World Backup Day next week. Weird. So it's end of quarter. So everybody's pushing, and I know you are. It is, rents, mortgages, all of that is due in a week and a half. Awesome. And then it also is World Backup Day. So because it is World Backup Day on the 31st, I have 2 webinars coming up. One with Channel Futures. That's going to be on the 31st at 2 p.m. Eastern. And then I'll link below for registration. I also have another webinar with Natasha Boyko. Actually, you know what? I think flip that, reverse it. I think one's at noon, one's at 2. I will link below. You will see the schedule. But you can absolutely register for those. One is more of a conversational tone, just saying, what MSPs can do from a backup standpoint and letting people know about their business continuity plans and what you should be doing. The one with Natasha from ID Agent, she is amazing. She's kind of the one that helps you figure out from the beginning in a proactive way how to monitor for dark web, how to make sure that you don't get to a point where you need backup. It's a good complimentary webinar that is hosted by ID Agent. And then after that, you can actually come right back here, and Natasha and I are going to be doing kind of like a cool casual 7-minute fireside chat that's just a little bit more casual, and she has some really, really good insights for what business owners can do to keep their sales afloat. So I think that's something you really, really don't want to miss. And then, because I didn't want to wait till next week for World Backup Day, because I know that some of you actually need to get things done like yesterday, we're going to go live on LinkedIn and Facebook with Matt Solomon from ID Agent, Dan Tomaszewski from Powered Services, Adam Schwam over at Sandwire, where we are going to start talking about other ways MSPs can leverage what they already have going on. And we may bring up some things that maybe you haven't thought of yet. So I will link to all of that below. Again, welcome to the channel if you haven't been here before. My name is Alexandra.Courson. Link up with me in LinkedIn if you want, and then hit the like, hit subscribe, little bells, wherever they are at this point. And I will talk to you next week, or I hope I get to see you on Facebook and LinkedIn Live.